This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soibifa Jakarich. Dozens of lawyers are protesting in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, in response to threats to defy court orders by President William Ruto. The lawyers are marching from the Supreme Court to the President's office in the protests organized by the Law Society of Kenya, LSK. President Ruto came under a barrage of criticism last week after he threatened to disobey court orders, alleging that some unnamed judges had teamed up with opposition politicians and cartels to block his administration's projects. The president of this country is not above the law. Therefore, we do not expect him to speak as if obeying court orders is a favor that he is doing to the country. It is a constitutional requirement, LSK President Eric Theory said in a media briefing on Thursday. LSK has assembled a legal team to file a High Court petition to declare Mr. Ruto in violation of the Constitution. Mr. Theory told the privately owned Standard newspaper several high-profile Kenyan lawyers have joined the protest, including former Vice Presidents Kalonzo Musyoka and former Minister Eugene Wamalwa, both currently opposition politicians. Chief Justice Martha Koome and opposition leader Raila Odinga last week warned Mr. Ruto that defying courts would set the stage for anarchy in the country. Nigerian Supreme Court is due to deliver key judgments in governorship disputes across 7 states. The much-awaited verdict will address several electoral appeals from Lagos, Kano, Plateau, Zamfara, Bauchi, Cross River, and Ebonyi states. A key focus will be 2 appeals challenging the election of Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The court will also deliver judgment on the appeal filed by Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang, challenging his removal by the Court of Appeal. The decision of the Supreme Court on the cases is final. There is increased security in the states, where final decision on who are the governors will be taken, local media reports. At least 10 civilians have been killed after Sudan's army and the rival paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) group exchanged artillery fire in the south of the capital, Khartoum. Activist Muhammad Kindasha told Sudan Tribune news website that some of the victims died when an artillery shell hit a house where a social event was being held on Thursday. He added that there were fierce confrontations between the army and the RSF in residential areas, describing the situation as catastrophic. Shells also reportedly hit a local market. Many civilians have been killed in indiscriminate shelling in Khartoum since the war began between the army and the RSF began in April 2023. Clashes between the two sides have intensified over the past week in the capital and the adjacent cities of Omdurman and Bari, with the army claiming advances. The conflict has killed at least 12,000 people and displaced more than 7 million others, according to the United Nations. Uganda authorities are holding Kenya's former Assistant Minister for Internal Security, Stephen Taros, on allegations of smuggling gold into the country using forged documents. Mr. Taros was arrested last week and arraigned before Ugandan Anti-Corruption Court on Wednesday for falsification of export documents. The Ugandan Revenue Authority (URA) said the illegal trade documentation led to substantial financial losses to the Uganda government. The URA added he was charged with forgery of export documents for 13 kg of gold worth $30,000, that is 24,000 euros. The gold was destined for Dubai in a suspected smuggling ring, according to the URA. Mr. Taros was remanded at Luzira prison until 18th January, pending further investigations into the incident. He is yet to comment on the charges. The 57-year-old served as an assistant minister under the late President Mwai Kibaki and as Kenya's High Commissioner to Australia between 2009 and 2012. He also served as an MP between 2003 and 2007. That is the size of Top Accolade African News Update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Friday.